Here we go. Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode
The
642.
sexiest podcast on the network.
Woo!
Oh, boy.
Woo!
Hi, Brian.
Yep.
How's it
Hey,
going,
Tony. Man. Oh, not too bad. You know, it's kind of that. It's that weird week of the year.
Oh, yeah?
You know, where, yeah, well, you know, it's like Christmas is over.
Thank God.
New Year's is not that big
Not
a deal
really.
anymore, you know. So it's kind of that, like, it's almost like a week of limbo, I think, for a lot of people, you know, because they're having to go back to work, you know, all that kind of stuff.
You're not wrong.
And it's just, yeah, it's just kind of a weird week for different stuff. There's football on like every day because of college football bowl games, because there's 9,000 of them.
Of course.
You know, then the NFL is also on, like, you know, like this past weekend, it was on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It was just the weirdest.
I mean, I'm not,
you know,
I'm not going to lie. When I was turning my alarm on last night, I had a good cry.
Yeah.
that really sucked, man. After a nice 4-day weekend. Yeah, it really sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you work full week this week? Well, obviously not a full week, but do you work the rest of this week, I should say?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have Monday off. So at least I got that going for me.
That's one thing I think a lot of people like is, you know, a lot of people do have a short week, and then next week they get at least one day off, unless you're working retail or something where they don't give a shit, you know. Or, you know, food.
Where they also don't give a shit.
Right. Which, whatever.
No, I mean, I can't complain, you know. I mean, I'm only working 3 days this week, but I'm getting paid for all 5, so I can't complain.
Right. Yeah, you know that's true, right? Yeah.
Although today was, I was like, man, it's going to be a chill week at work. Everyone's on vacation. My boss is still on vacation. And today I was busy. I'm like, this is bullshit. Yeah. This is not how this was working in my head.
No, right. Like, yeah, it's like this is supposed to be like that, you know, like I was saying, it's like it reminds you of when you were in school and like the week before Christmas. Like, you know, the teachers didn't really give you much homework. You really weren't, you know, they take their foot off the gas with a lot of stuff. And, you know, by the end of the week, you're watching like Dances with Wolves or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's how this week is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that, but it's, I guess not. Guess you get to get your nose rubbed right in.
Man, I'm fielding way too many questions about products that, you know, that I normally don't have to get asked about, because that's what normally my supervisor takes care of, like all the email and customer shit. I'm like the boots on the ground guy out in the factory, you know. Now I'm a weird hybrid. I got to be out on the floor, but I also have to make sure I get back in my office to answer emails and shit. And it's pretty annoying. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty annoying.
Just tell everyone to send you a voice message when they have questions, and you just respond from the office.
There you
go. Like, I can't be bothered with you right now.
Very, very busy. What are you doing? Hiding.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to play Minesweeper.
Yeah, Jesus
Leave
Christ.
me alone. Got a
Play
real
my
good game
40-second game of Magic the Gathering Puzzle Masters in the bathroom. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a line at the bathroom door, and you think it's to use the bathroom. It's just ask you questions.
It's like, what am I, the Fonz? Hey, Cunningham, office. What sort of giant beverage are you drinking? I haven't been able to.
Oh, it's a black raspberry.
It was like a tall boy looking thing, but I was like, I can't see Brian buying like a tall boy.
No, because maybe beer math. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was very confused.
Not unless I had another one on deck or something like that.
Right.
That's fine beer math there.
Yeah, I was a little confused there, man. Anyway, how was your holidays?
Unless this was a Guard Dog Black IPA, you know, like if I had gone up and got
like a crowler,
got a crowler of that or something.
I mean, that would have been a good move.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was a tasty
Should have done
IPA.
that when we were there on the way out. I should have grabbed a couple of those.
I thought about it, one, because I wanted to give one to one of my coworkers, but he's off this week, so I probably would just drank it. But
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do? Let it go stale?
I know it's crazy talk. Such a good IPA, though. Yeah, I mean,
That was
our pre-Christmas festivities last. Well, I guess it was technically last week, Friday. You and I hit. I almost said hit the bricks. Hit the town on Friday. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little brewery action, little chicken action.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I didn't have chicken, but I can't lie. I did have that small piece of chicken you
that's true.
gave me.
That's true.
So I can't lie. I did have some chicken. Yeah, that was a good time though.
I was expecting the brewery to be way busier. I'm not gonna lie, because it was the Friday of a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, we did luck out. We walked into 2 bar spots.
Yes.
But honestly, it got busy, but it didn't get insane.
Yeah. Yeah, they were definitely busy because there was a point where people were having to like sit out on the little they enclose their patio basically, so a little bit part of the patio.
I'm sure they got heaters out there too.
They do, yeah. So, and it was nice too. It was like 50 something.
So weird.
Wasn't like it was frigid out, so it was so that was nice. Maybe that was part of it. Maybe people were also just choosing to sit out there because it wasn't terribly cold. So maybe it felt a little less busy. But there was a good line most of the night to the bar. So I was, like you said, always happy for them because I'm glad they're doing well. And I want them to do well, but I don't want them to do so well that we can't get in there anymore, because there's nothing worse than when you're the local and you can't get into the local place anymore.
It turns into Ernest Brewer's OG location. Yeah.
And it's, I'd love to go up there, but I can never get in.
Yeah,
so.
like I don't want to stand in line for 20 minutes for a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we for sure didn't have to, especially, snugged up to the bar like we were.
That's my favorite place to sit in those situations.
Me too. For many a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was a good time, though. Had a couple good beers there.
Yeah.
Yep. Got good people watching.
Yeah.
I got assaulted by the owner's blind wife.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a guy next to me that, decided that he was going to take way more space than he should have. But, I don't know why he kept leaning toward me.
Maybe he wanted to smell you.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's like, I like the beard wash.
Nuzzle.
Yeah.
Make my Christmas dreams come true.
God damn it, I'm not Santa.
I was, I'm sure the grilled cheese truck is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was with you when you're like, I have a hard time buying grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at people's grilled cheeses, and it's like, they're okay. They might have bacon on them or something, but whatever.
Yeah, that was my other thing. Like, it didn't look like it. I don't want to be like rude to the cheese truck, but it was like it didn't look like anything really special to me.
No, it's bread and cheese.
That was kind of my, and like you said, I saw a couple with bacon, but I didn't see a whole lot with like that. Like, oh man, I gotta go. Like, something to where I was like, ooh, I need to go try that. Maybe I didn't look at the menu either. In fairness,
that's fair. Me neither. But I was looking at what people were eating.
I was also thinking, like, there's a good chance these grilled cheese sandwiches are going to be like $10 or $12.
Right.
And I'd really rather not spend $10. I mean, that sandwich that I got at the place we went was $7.99.
Right. There you go.
That's way more sandwich than that grilled cheese was for who knows how much. But
I mean, I think the one of the bartenders had a grilled PB&J, which that's fine.
Okay.
I do that but I do that out at home.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not blowing my mind here, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I think that's kind of my thing is, I needed to look at the menu. I'm sure they've got some that are like, oh, hello, kind of thing. But, like a brisket mac and cheese or something like that, which is delicious. Or not mac and cheese, a brisket grilled cheese. Well, brisket mac and cheese is delicious also. But
what about a brisket mac and grilled cheese?
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be interested in that until I saw it was probably like $18.
I don't know. I might have to try this next time we have mac and cheese or leftover mac and cheese. Is to make a grilled cheese with a layer of mac and cheese in there.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I know places do it.
I've just never had it before, and I've never thought about it.
Yeah.
But I kind of want it in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Hmm.
That's why I said I'm sure they've got something. I'll have to look over their menu one of these times, but I'm like you said, I've just always had an issue with buying grilled cheese. Like I told you, it's like grilled cheese and BLTs are two sandwiches that I just have a hard time buying when I go out because they're just so much of that is just not. It's something I make at home all the time. Also,
Yeah.
when I go out, I like to get stuff I don't make at home typically.
It's like I think the only time I've ever bought a BLT outside of the house was someplace did it, and it had like a pound of bacon or something stupid on it.
I got one time that had pork belly, like crispy pork belly instead of, and it was delicious.
See, that's something you don't get at home.
Exactly. I'm not buying pork belly typically at home, so yeah, it was really good though.
That was fuck.
Yeah. See, like that, it was as soon as I saw it on the menu, I'm like, I'm getting that because
like,
that's awesome. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we had some beers at the brewery. Decided to go get some food at Roosters, which I was surprised wasn't super busy. I was expecting it to be.
They weren't even remotely busy.
No, they were not even remotely.
Yeah, there was. I mean, we were on the bar side, and there was one table of guys, couple guys at the bar, and us basically.
Yeah, because like every time I've been in there, it's been pretty busy.
Yeah. So and again, this is a Friday night. We went there, around 9 o'clock?
8, 9, something like that.
8, 9? Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe people were still shopping because it was the Friday before Christmas. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It was surprising. And we were not that far from the mall area.
No.
So,
it's weird.
Yeah.
Ran into one of my coworkers, too.
Yeah.
I asked that guy this morning, I'm like, hey, man, you finished your Christmas shopping up? And I was like, did you guys eat at Roosters? He's like, nah, we just got Long Island's and left. Jesus Christ.
Well, and I heard the one guy said they were heading to another bar afterwards.
Yeah, he was like they went to Hooters, Twin Peaks, Nick and Jimmy's, then they went to Roosters, and then they left Roosters and they went somewhere else, and then they would hit like Lucky's out in Oregon on their way back home. I'm like, good Lord. Wow. You're lucky you're all fucking alive.
Yeah, there's that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Ooh.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we tried to get the tower of beer at Hooters. It's 100 ounces. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they wouldn't serve it to us, so we had to settle for like pitchers. like, good Lord, man.
Wow.
Like, here's me thinking like, oh yeah, I can knock down some beers. And then I talk to people like that, and I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Well, it also helps that, like he said, they were when they were drinking beers, they're knocking back Busch Lights too.
That's true. Yeah,
it is a lot easier to knock back a lot of Busch Lights than it is anything we typically drink. So
yeah, I mean, when we were at Roosters, I had a tall, Christmas bale. That's what I'm drinking right now. Yeah, and that's a 7.5-er right just there. Right. So Busch is like 4.1, 4.2.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And it's just a thinner beer. Calorie wise, they're usually lower calorie, so you can whack them down.
I guess, man. I had a Bud Light on Christmas. I was a little sad for myself. It's all Michelle's dad had. I didn't think to bring beer. I'm like, well, better have one. And bro, I don't know what's going on with this heartburn situation.
Yeah.
It was a roaring inferno on Christmas. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was so bad that like this morning I woke up and I was like, I'm not going to have coffee this morning just to see what happens.
Right.
I still had it a little bit, but it wasn't as bad.
Right.
It's just, oh my God, dude. Yeah, nothing like feeling like you're throwing up in your mouth when you're trying to like say, like maintain face,
Yeah.
That was horrible, dude.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah. My brother told me a while ago that I don't remember who it was that told him that when he has heartburn to get like a handful of like spinach, like just fresh spinach, and eat it.
Really?
And that it can help. Because I'm reading something here because I was looking it up to see if there was any like truth to it or whatever. But says fibrous vegetables such as spinach, broccoli, potatoes, and asparagus are alkaline, which helps to keep stomach acid in check. So, and they're also, low in sugar and fat, which, whatever, who cares about that? But so, yeah, he does that when he gets heartburn, and he says that it seems to help it. So,
wow, interesting.
I don't know if there's any truth to it, but it might be something you try, rather than
we gonna be
Tums.
Fucking Popeye and have pocket spinach at all times.
I mean, maybe.
Like, oh, my heartburn's acting up. You reach your pocket, everyone's like, oh, he's getting Tums.
Yeah.
Come out with a fistful of spinach.
I best eat me spinach. I mean, you're already bald.
That's
just
true.
got to get the pipe.
That's true.
Get you. Don't you have a hat like his?
I mean, we've been watching the extended Lord of the Rings, and like every time they take a break, everyone just busts out these long pipes and starts smoking, and I'm just like, I need a long pipe. I need to chew on the stem and think about how if I had the ring, I could take over the world.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, pocket spinach. I need like a little cellophane wrapped spinach, like a condom. Just keep it in my wallet.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Tear it off. It's just got like 4 or 5 leaves in there.
Yep, exactly.
Oh man, that'd be really funny.
That would.
It's just the idea of, like you said, just your coworkers or other people like, what the fuck is he doing?
Like, was he pulling out of his wall? Oh my god, he's eating it.
Yeah. Is that I hope that's not a condom.
It's so chewy.
Yeah, that'll be the embarrassing part, If you carried a condom in there too, and then, like get them confused. You're like, boy, this really is chewy. Oh, geez, not again.
First off, it's hilarious you think I'd carry a condom.
Oh, I know. Yeah. The worst part is then after doing that enough times, you can't eat spinach without like a spermicide on it.
Exactly. It's missing that tang.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I guess spinach doesn't smell like latex. I don't understand.
Yeah. Start putting it on your salads. Oh, my.
But yeah, how was your Christmas, man?
Well, not great because, Christmas Eve, I woke up and I was just like soaked, and I was like, oh no, and I felt hot. Like,
pissed the bed again?
Yeah. Oh, when I do it, I mean,
you do it right.
I full on soaking. Yeah. But man, I felt like I had spiked a fever, because I woke up and I was hot, and then I started kind of chilling, and I was like, oh no, like I don't want to be sick, and so I decided not to go to my family thing because, in case it was something that wasn't, like a one day kind of situation, I didn't want to maybe take anything to anyone else,
Something that might have been a little extra spicy.
Yeah. So I stayed home, and honestly, I just slept all day. I was just tired. Like I was just like, I didn't even turn on football or nothing like that. I just slept. And I didn't get out of bed until about 9 that night, and I was feeling better. But I had just an insane amount of congestion in my face, basically.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, and I just, had a bad headache and all that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm like, I bet this is just a sinus thing. Because sometimes when I get them, sometimes my head will feel like I'm on fire, basically. And I'm like, and in my head, I was like, I bet it probably wasn't fever. It was probably just that kind of thing, or maybe it was a mild fever. I don't know, but it wasn't fun. I'll tell you that. So yeah, like today I feel fine. Like, I mean, other than I ran out of my Zyrtec on Christmas Day, and I haven't gone and got more. So I've been without my allergy meds for a couple days. So
nice.
I've been sneezing like a maniac.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I can tell too, my eyes are kind of itchy and burning.
I've noticed you've been like taking your glasses off, like,
right. Yeah. I can feel it. Like there's just this like, just burning, itchy sensation. It's probably just, the gonorrhea.
Yeah, you got eye herpes. No big deal.
It happens. Yeah. So yeah, but other than that, it was fine. I guess the my family did breakfast as the thing, because we usually do some sort of meal. We used to do real simple, like whoever hosted would basically just make sloppy joes. Everybody else would bring whatever else. Like so and so would bring chips. My mom used to take like those meatballs in the
The grape jelly
and cocktail
meatballs.
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd bring
That shit's
those.
so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. People would bring all sorts of candies and cookies and all that kind of shit. And you just kind of, most of it's almost like one bite kind of situation. And then, like I said, you have sloppy joes or something like that for the filler, basically.
Right.
And they decided years ago that, my sister was tired of sloppy joes, so now every year we basically do something different. So this year was breakfast, which I guess my sister-in-law both did biscuits and gravy. Well, they did sausage gravy. My nephew made the biscuits. So
was it
and then,
Battle of the Gravies? Who won?
From what I'm told, my sister. But
Well, which one? You got to dial that in.
well, no, I said sister-in-law and my sister.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sister, it was Chrissy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chrissy. Tammy made bonus sausage and bacon, I think, just in case there was a running out situation with the others. Like I told my mom, the funny part is Tammy made sausage and bacon. I was like, she had the starter right there to do gravy herself.
Oh, for sure.
You got all that goodness in the pan right there. Yeah.
See, I'm assuming for like a breakfast Christmas, bacon and sausage laid out is kind of like a cracker tray.
Yeah.
It's just like you just walk by and grab some,
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
just a fistful of bacon and whatever as I walk
sure
by.
What I would be doing too.
So, yeah, and I guess my nephew made something else too. I forgot what my mom said it was. I don't know what it was, but it had like various fruits and stuff in it and whatever. So it was kind of a more light option, I guess, compared to the other stuff. So, and then my mom made pecan rolls.
Nice.
So, yeah. So that was, interesting. So, yeah, I had some of the pecan rolls, but I didn't have any of the rest. I'm actually glad because she's like, I was going to bring you some back, but it was, gone. And I'm like, yeah, it's tough with sausage gravy because, like I told you last week, remember, I was like, man, when somebody tells me there's biscuits and gravy, I'm like, give me a couple biscuits and fill my plate with that gravy.
For sure.
Like, I'm going ham on that gravy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, and I get, people were going back for extras and stuff, which of course, I would have too.
I do find though that sausage gravy next day, not as good. It doesn't reheat as well.
No, it really doesn't.
Like if you do it wrong, it breaks and it's gross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You are correct, sir. I'm like you said, I'm very much I want it when it's like fresh made. I'm gonna get all I want of it, and then that's it. I'm good with it from there. So it's actually probably for the best that there wasn't a bunch left over.
I want some of that virgin gravy. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I will say though, that since not having it, I kind of feel like next time I'm at the store, I'm gonna have to get some
buy some provisions.
Yeah, and make some because I've been kind of itching for it a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Although when you said pecan rolls, I've got so many pecans because I made this apple pie bar situation for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I bought way too many pecans, and I'm like, man, that sounds like a good time. Some pecan rolls.
It's a good way to use a lot of pecans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Because my sister, they made fruitcake, and then my mom she bought this massive bag of pecans, and then gave my mom the rest to use for the pecan rolls. My mom, burned through all those.
Fuck yeah. So, as is tradition.
Yeah. So we've got, she talked about maybe making some more. Because it's weird because like pecan, the way she does it, like with the butter and whatever glaze that she puts on, because she doesn't do like an icing situation, she does like a brown sugar butter glaze on them, right?
Nice.
And the only problem with that is like next day it crystallizes.
Oh yeah.
Like it really firms up, which it doesn't matter. You just kind of warm the roll up a little bit.
Throw that bitch in the toaster oven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know. So, and then even if the other's crunchy, I don't care because really, like my sister-in-law, I guess, was picking off the pecans from somebody's, and she was like, "Oh my God, these are so good." And she's like, "You should just make these." And my mom's like, "I really could, couldn't I?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, brown sugar, butter,
Yeah,
just
little
coat your
candied
pecans."
pecans. What?
Oh, dude, they're so
Oh
good.
yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah, they
a
are.
little cinnamon in there. Yeah, it was. I told my mom, I said, "You definitely could just do those. It'd be, much easier because." She spent, God, what, 5 hours making those the other day?
Brian, I have an idea.
All right.
Bourbon brown sugar candied pecans.
Oh, that'd probably be delicious.
Yes, it would. There is no probably here.
Correct.
This is a correct course of action.
Yes.
Yes. Warp 10, engage.
Right. Oh, how convenient! I have bourbon.
Oh.
We have to get pecans though. We're fresh
out.
Fresh out of those.
That sounds good. So you need the whole pecans though, not the. I got like the chopped pecans. That'd be a disaster.
Oh no, we had she put the whole.
Yeah, you need the whole pecans.
Yeah, and it worked out well because everybody had some of them, and then she, let. I think each of my siblings each got to keep a tray of them. Basically, the only funny part though is when she flipped them over, is she put them on like our kitchen plates. So now we had larger kitchen plates and then small, like not like saucer ones, but like just a smaller plate.
Yeah,
like an 8-inch plate and then a 10-inch.
Now
plate,
you have no plates, huh?
Yeah, we have no big plates. Yeah. And the worst part though is you have to remember to get them back.
That's where you got to go to like the dollar store and get some of those like just party trays.
Yeah.
It's like here, if I don't get it back, who gives a shit?
I mentioned that to her afterwards. Yeah. I was like, I don't know why I didn't think when I was out to get you some situation or even like throwaway pie tins or something like that you could have dumped them into. And I just totally dropped the ball on that one. I didn't think about it.
I almost gave you guys one of my bowls because I've got delicious peanut butter fudge set aside for you, Brian. Right, but then I was like, nah, they get a Ziploc.
I give a shit.
I know.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wish I had something festive to put this in. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't.
It's like Jen used to do that every year. Like when she made her candies, she was like, I got to get the festive Ziploc bags. And for a while she was getting like little boxes. And I'm like, this is insane because these boxes are not cheap, unless you can find them at the dollar store or something like that.
Even then, why?
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody's gift.
Yes.
Like if it's
that's kind of what she was doing was giving the candy as gifts.
Then
so
if
I didn't have a problem with it. It just was kind of a pain to find them otherwise, and you have to go early because much like gift bags, the dollar store is the best place to get gift bags because they're $1.25, versus $5 or $6 or more at like Target, for a big one or whatever.
For sure.
So, but you have to go early because I went, oh God, I don't remember what day it was. It was Thursday or Friday last week. And I went to the dollar store. Well, no, it was earlier than that. It was whatever day I talked about it on the podcast. Like when I went to the dollar store, it was a madhouse. And I was like, why did I wait so long to try to get a couple gift bags? Because I was looking for a gift bag for what I got you. And I went in there because it was a T-shirt. I just wanted a little gift bag basically, and they were all out of little ones. All they had were like giant ones. So I was like, I wonder if my mom has any she's not using, and she had the one that I gave you. I was like, okay, this works. I was like, I just don't, it's like I don't, although it would be comical to give you, a gigantic bag.
I agree. Or
and have basically
or like a Peppa Pig bag or something.
Oh, I for sure would have done that if they had that as an option, but they never do. They always just have ones that are loaded with glitter and
exciting.
Yeah.
Craft herpes.
I hate them so much. Yeah. Every year my mom's like, I need some gift bags. And I'm like, oh boy, because I just know I'm going to be loaded with glitter after. It's going to look like I went to all the strip clubs.
Perfect.
Without any of the fun. But way cheaper.
Yeah, definitely way cheaper.
Yeah.
Less disastrous on the wallet for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that was, like I said, it's pretty good. I got a, it's tough for my mom to really surprise me with stuff because she isn't really going to stores much anymore. But she pulled the old sneaky move on me, which was a few weeks ago. I got Kroger now has their rising crust pizzas. They have a white one. I think I told you about it. It's got like basically like Alfredo sauce on it. It's got like chicken and tomato, and it's pretty decent. So I've been enjoying that because it's much better on the heartburn than if I eat like regular pizza at like midnight,
Yeah, right.
So, but it's a thick crust, and I just have, just the gimmick, the pizza roller cutter, and it, the crust is like taller than the cutter basically, and I'm like, man, I need one of those, like, those rockable
the choppies
knives. Yeah, right. Was it the batleth, like from the Klingons use, or whatever.
yeah, hell yeah, now we're talking.
So anyway,
have you seen the pizza axe?
No.
We'll talk about it after your story. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, she had my nephew get me one of those pizza cutters. So now I got one of those like rockable pizza cutters and used it last night. Dude, that was so much nicer. Just right through that pizza. That was awesome. I was so happy with that. Because I've wanted one for years, and I don't know why I haven't bothered to get one. It's not like they're terribly expensive.
Now, does it actually have like a decent like edge to it? Is it actually sharp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you could use that motherfucker to cut up herbs and shit too. Then.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But I was like, I know, I'm not generally big on the unitasker concept, but I eat enough pizza that it's going to get plenty of use.
Like, I mean, I've got your standard issue, circular cutter, but mine's pretty big. It's got a good diameter on it.
Yeah,
but
mine doesn't. That's the problem.
I've had it for so long that it's pretty dull.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there's not much you can do about that unless you know somebody who can sharpen those. I don't know that you can really put an edge back on those.
I don't know. Maybe I should look it up before I just,
It's probably cheaper to just buy another one.
But I'm gonna pull up for our listeners at home. You want me to share my screen up with you, Brian? Or
yeah, really quick though to wrap up here on that is I was talking with Fluffy Bunny Ash about it, how I got one, and she was like, oh cool, the Klingon thing, and I was like, somebody has to have made one of those, right? Like they had to have decorated one like one of those, and sure enough, on Etsy, you can find ones that's a pizza cutter, but it looks like I think I don't want to get the name of it wrong, but I think is it Batleth?
Don't offend our Klingon listeners, Brian.
Oh, I'm trying not to. I'm sure I'm just destroying.
I mean, I've seen the pizza cutter. It looks like a.
No, it's yeah.
Have you seen the pizza cutter? It looks like an Enterprise.
Yes, those are cool too.
It's not as cool as a Klingon war weapon, though.
No. So I'll have a link in the show notes to the one that's the from Etsy.
So I'm going to share the screen with you, Brian. These are called pizza axes.
Oh my God, I'm looking at one right now on Etsy. I wonder if it's similar type of thing. Yep, that's exactly what I'm looking at on Etsy. Mean, yep.
Yeah, like cool I was kind of looking at them. I'm like, they're kind of expensive, but man, they're fucking cool.
Yeah. You know what? The more I'm looking at these, I don't know if these are like the Batless. I don't know if the ones on here are pizza cutters. I think they're just not. How does somebody not? I mean, somebody has to have made one at some point here. But yeah, the pizza axe is pretty damn cool. It's the same idea essentially, though, because it's a rockable edge that you just zip through there. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Plus,
I'm
like a Viking or something. Always entertaining.
Right.
No more sharing.
Yeah. See.
No more sharing.
All right. Yeah, when I look at this Batleth, it's sure not like the person's just like, I made a little one. It's not whatever. So anyway, but I was
Batleth just so people know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, good idea.
That's a Batleth. Maybe because the way they're curved, it's like, well, it's hard to cut a pizza with a legitimate one.
They should still make them just because it'd be cool.
I mean, I agree. I can't type.
But anyway, this
I
is...
just tried typing pizza with 2 X's. Sexy pizza, obviously.
Trying to make it extra sexy, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing Batleth pizza cutters.
No.
Really.
Although I have seen plenty of people refer to the type of thing that I got as basically
there's a post from Imager. Looks like somebody handmade one, and they made it like backwards, so the blade is on the outside, but it looks like Worf's bat lift. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean that's cool.
Yep. All right, fair enough. Well, somebody should make one of those. Like I'm like I said, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, that seems like
it's not.
It seems like license to print money right there.
Well, you think about it, like how many, like there's all these like gimmick things out there. Like you've got the the Infinity Gauntlet bottle opener. There's literally a shredder. There was a Mjolnir meat tenderizer. There's like the Wolverine claw corn holders.
Those are fantastic.
Like there's all that gimmick stuff out there. It feels like a Batleth pizza cutter would be like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean,
it wouldn't even have to be a huge one, just a small,
a little fun one.
Yeah,
baby's first Batleth.
A little guard. Yeah, you just have a little guard to put it in, like mine does. Mine has a little plastic guard to slip it into, so that you don't slice fingies when you're reaching in the drawer.
You should definitely do Worf poses when you're about ready to cut pizza. He's got it like up on his back and stuff.
Yeah. If only it was that big. It's only like 10 inches.
You figured it out.
But it was cool. Like what was funny was the other day I told her about how much I like turtles, like the candy.
I was like,
how much I enjoy those, and I haven't had any.
Those
in
are
a long
tasty.
time. And when I got the box, or it was in a bag, and when I looked at it, it looked like the same size box, and I'm like, oh, funny, like she ordered me a box of turtles, Then I open it and I'm like, oh, and she's like, do you like it? I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, I just literally, my brain was like, this is the size of a box of candy.
I wasn't expecting an edged weapon.
I also would have been happy if they were a box of turtles, because I do love those. And actually I need to hit up like a Walgreens right now, because usually after Christmas the candy's like half off, so I can grab a box of those, because I do kind of want some. But but I was very happy with that. So she pulled the old sneaky move on me.
Sneaky.
Yeah. But anyway, so how was yours? I've rambled on forever.
Dude, my weekend was relaxing. We just vibed.
Yeah. Did the kids come for a Christmas thing?
Kids came over Christmas morning. We did presents and all that.
Fine.
We actually did, yeah.
Okay. I figured so, because you've done it.
Well, and then
like
my pickle ornament is like, it's so small now. It took forever.
Right. Well, it's not about size.
Exactly.
It's what you do with it, right?
It's the motion of the ocean, Brian.
Right. It's the tickle
of the pickles, the swirl of the pickle jar.
Right. Yeah. And remember to tell the pickle jar you love them.
So they came over and we did presents, and then all four of us went to Michelle's parents' house. We did Christmas and dinner there, which was nice. And then we came back home and we played D&D the rest of the night. Yeah, it was a very relaxing Christmas. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, obviously I showed you and Luther the Teeth custom T-shirt that Michelle got me, which is amazing. Teeth.
So good.
Yeah.
Teeth. Man, that's a shirt that if it gets to a point to where it's like not wearable anymore, as long as the graphic is still good on it, it for sure is when you have to turn into a pillow or it on the wall.
Sure.
That's that for sure needs to endure.
Exactly. And then get this, Logan bought me the base set for BattleTech, because him and I have been talking about how we used to love playing it.
Oh wow.
And so we're gonna start playing that again. That'll be fun. There were so many board games that I think on Christmas morning there was 3 different board games that got opened up. Yeah, it's good times.
Oh, wow.
But I mean,
cool.
It was
that's good.
It was fun. I love. My favorite thing to do is go to like Five Below and just buy the dopiest shit for my kids' stocking stuffers.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I bought Logan this little drone thing that you just hold in your hand, you like shake it, and it just like kicks up, and you throw it, and it just takes off.
Oh, okay.
And
interesting.
when that thing turned on, like I wasn't expecting the RPMs. I mean, it was like,
oh wow,
and it's like blinking and shit, and then he threw it, but it was facing the wrong way, so it just nosedived into the ground, and it just starts taking off across the floor, and then Bomber's trying to murder it, you know.
Well, yeah,
it was but it was great because when he unwrapped it, he looked at it, and then he looked at me, and he's like, "Dad, you know I'm like 23, right?"
You're like, dude, I'm 44.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm like. I'm never not gonna buy you dumb shit, you know.
Right. Amen. That, dude. Seriously, dumb shit's where it's at.
I love it.
You and I talked about that, I think, when we were out, about how, you know, we're all for just dumbass. Maybe it was on the show last week. It's just we're all for dumb novelty gifts because
they're just silly.
Fun sometimes.
I love the silly shit.
Yeah. What did Leah think of the Cheetos bath?
It was. I put it in their stocking, and they put it on. They're like, and I'm like, that's for Brian. I'm like, I'm gonna need a review, and Leah was just like, okay.
For anyone, obviously, most people probably don't know what we're talking about. I was in Walmart, and they had, just in this random shit, they had a Flamin' Hot Cheetos bath powder that has a citrus scent to it, which makes
none of it makes sense,
right? Like, not at all. It doesn't even smell like Cheetos or Cheetos or something like that. But I assume it's going to turn the water like Flamin' Hot Cheeto color.
I would assume.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very, very curious, but it was like I sent you a picture of it, and you were like, "Oh, like please tell me you got one of those." And I was like, "I did not," but I went back to Walmart after that and was like, while I was there, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab one of these because like whatever." Even if you had already gotten one, it's like, who cares, you know? But
yeah, the look of confusion on Leah's face.
Yeah. I like it though.
That was good.
Yeah, they had a bunch of weird shit like that there this year that was just things that didn't really make sense, but they had bath powder versions of it. Like, I think they had one that was like a Crayola one. And I was like, well, I guess for color's sake. But,
I mean, if it smelled like fresh Crayola.
You know, that would be funny if it smelled like crayons. Yeah.
There's something about that crayon smell.
But it probably didn't. Yeah, it probably wouldn't because, you know, the Cheetos one smelled like citrus because that's what Cheetos are known for.
Yeah, like I can't. If you're going to make Flaming Hot Cheeto powder, it should smell like Flaming Hot Cheetos. I'm sorry.
That's what, yeah, right? That was what threw me off when I first looked at it. That was actually the reason I sent you the picture of it, was because of the citrus part. I was like, okay. I mean, from my experience, you know, Cheetos smell like, you know, Busch Light and cigarettes.
Exactly.
But,
Depression.
I was talking about our friend Cheeto.
Oh, we love that Cheeto.
Yeah. I kid. Anyway, so good. Glad you had.
Yeah, it was cool.
Stress-free
situation. Man, I was sad when it was over.
Yeah, it is weird how it's such a build-up, and then it's just over so fast. And then it's like, okay.
Well, I guess correction. I was sad my long weekend was over. I was glad to have Christmas be done. Because, like, there's so much fucking pressure on Christmas. You know, it's like, okay, and, you know, up until recently, I was basically living hand to mouth. So, you know, I didn't have the financial wherewithal to, like, buy presents over the year.
Yeah.
It was like within the past 2 months, I've been like, I gotta get Christmas shit, you know.
Well, at least it's not as bad as you and I used to be. I mean, we literally went out on Christmas Eve one time.
Several years in a row.
Because that was more because, like you said, we were both living very hand to mouth at that point, and it was like, well, I just got paid, so let's go shopping. Sure. So, like mall shopping on Christmas Eve.
Like I went out Christmas Eve to, I had to get something. I don't remember what it was, but I did go out.
Probably some sort of an ointment or a salve.
It was. It was like, I went to go buy like Mucinex and shit like that because I'm like, I gotta try and get this out of my lungs.
Yeah. I told you, you still have not taken me up on my offer. I offered to hit you with a shovel.
That's true.
Free. I wasn't even going to charge you for it.
One, I can't believe how expensive Mucinex is.
Yeah.
I bought like basic bitch Walgreens Mucinex.
Oh, that's what I always buy.
And it was the smallest pack ever, and it was still like $12 or something.
Yeah.
The like normal pack of Mucinex is like 32. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But that
it sucks because this stuff works so well though that it's worth even $32. Yeah.
But that Walgreens was so busy.
Yeah.
I feel like people are just like, I need to go anywhere I can to get Christmas presents.
Yeah,
it was
fair.
insane.
Well, Walgreens does have a lot of things, they've got a lot of like gift sets and they have little gifts and toys and shit like that. So it's, but it's still, to me, it always would feel more like you're on your way to someone's house. Someone calls you and's like, hey, so-and-so's going to be here after all. And you're like, shit, I got to get him a gift.
Like crap.
Yeah. Like, hey, hit that Walgreens real quick. Like, Whitman's, or whatever it is, candy sampler and
exactly. And the 12 days of Christmas of Bailey's. What?
Yeah, and that'll done.
Do
you guys sell bows?
Like, yeah, I hope too.
Yeah, cool. Slap a bow on it, you're all set.
That was weird.
I know they do too, because I've seen at least wrapping paper, so I assume they sell, bows.
Have you ever done that?
Probably
wrapped a present in the car? Oh, yeah. I've done that for sure.
That's kind of where that example came from, because there was a year we were going, I don't remember whose house it was, and somebody wasn't supposed to be there, and then they were, and it was like, oh shit, we got to get a gift for them, So.
Yeah, I've been in that situation too. Normally it's not wrapping, but normally it's like, okay, gift bag, tissue paper, need to buy a card, pack of Sharpies.
Yeah. I've for sure done that too, where you've, gone and bought a card right before you go to someone's house, or for, whatever, like my, Mother's Day with my grandma or something like that, where it's like, hey, we got to swing by and get a card and, a box of candy and whatever because we didn't have anything planned.
The one thing I forgot to do, though, that I was upset at myself, was for the Pickle prize. I usually we've just been doing cash lately.
Right.
It's like
$500-$600.
Yeah, like $20, whatever. But I saw someone post something online that was like, he had a handful of Tootsie Rolls, and he was like, 3 of these Tootsie Rolls are $40 a piece, and they all looked like Tootsie Rolls.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, oh, I really want to do that. So when the Pickle prize comes out, I just like throw like 5 or 6 Tootsie Rolls into whoever finds its hands. And don't even acknowledge that one of them's money. Like, here's a prize, Tootsie Rolls.
Yep. Like that, you just be hilarious. They just walk over and throw them in the trash.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, they don't listen to my podcast because they're smart, but
Hope not.
But I'm gonna do that next year.
I like that. That's cool. I like that. I like that because it works. It's not like some people put money in, like for egg hunts on Easter, they'll put different levels of money in them. And like my mom was talking about, like the kids at one she was at, it was like the kids literally will walk around and they'll shake it. If it doesn't sound like it's paper money, they basically don't care about it, kind of a thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's, you're losing the spirit of the whole thing here.
Right. Now
like,
it's about, capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Now the move would be to be like, you're not allowed to open them, but you just get as many as you can get, kind of a thing. And then you just put a bunch of like, how you can buy like fake money for like parties or whatever, just buy fake money, or just put paper in some of them to where they think that they've picked up all this paper money and they've literally just gotten paper.
That would be funny.
And just be like, now kids, let's sit down and learn a lesson. Yes. Let me tell you about greed.
It all started with Uncle Scrooge.
Yep. He has all of the money, and that's why you have paper now.
Next story.
He's flat out diving into, somehow liquefied coins.
Yeah, very.
That don't become the surface of.
That's his X-Men power.
He jumps in. It must be. That'd be a weird power.
So
very specific.
And I mean, we got nothing going for New Year's, which is fine. I think the kids are gonna come over. We're gonna play board games probably.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Leah yet, but Logan's like, oh yeah, I'm free. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better anyways, right? You can still have a couple beers. You can,
just
have some fun. you don't have to be out with the assholes.
No, I don't. It's been so long since I've been out for New Year's. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, same here. I don't even care about I don't care about the ball drop. And it's just the whole thing has kind of missed me. Honestly, the only thing I usually like, my long-standing tradition for New Year's Eve / day is to watch football.
Yeah.
Like I usually would watch the bowl games, and that's basically, a lot of that was my dad and I on New Year's Day would watch the bowl games, because that was back when the bowl games were all on New Year's Day. I don't know if you remember, it was like all day.
I remember that.
Then there'd be the national championship or whatever, but or New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But it was like I used to work New Year's Eve a lot because, I was like, whatever, I can still go drink afterwards. Who cares? My friends will still be up and partying.
For sure. Yeah.
So I just do that. And then New Year's Day, I'd be like, New Year's Day was like the only holiday. I'm like, I won't work New Year's Day. I'll work any other holiday but New Year's Day, because I want to sit with my dad and watch football and eat pizza and just, that was our thing.
Vibe.
So yeah, and nobody argued with me, because it's like, if you start arguing with me, I'm like, look, I'll come in on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. It's like, I'll work.
Listen
all
up,
the
motherfucker.
Yeah, all the days nobody else wants to work, I'm here. Like, you just give me one. And the day I'm wanting to take off, is a time and a half day, and I'm making more than most of the people here. So for payroll sake, it's probably smarter to not work me. Versus Christmas, where I'm like, give me all the hours, I'll work a double.
Hey, exactly right.
Till they put a rule in that you couldn't work a double. I feel like I had something to do with that, because doing that 3 years in a row, and then the fourth year they were like, hey,
I guess enough.
Maybe we don't want to pay you $23 an hour to stand here. Jerks.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway.
Yeah, New Year's will be whatever.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it too. I'm pretty over it. I'm not into the big, my anxiety doesn't really want me to be out in, like a bar or something like that with tons of people. Yeah. And also the driving and drinking. I just rather
not
stay
trying
home
to
and
have
stay
some
safe,
sort of midnight makeout with some gutter slut at Burgers or something.
I might, but
Yeah, you only feel like the past couple of years we put on the Miley Cyrus New Year's, because I think it's more entertaining than the other one. Plus, you never know. Yeah. Titty might pop out. Happened one year. That was fun.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. It did. Yeah. Not that it's
no. They're pretty much they're pretty available.
Right? Yeah, she's for sure.
Yeah, it is, Brian. I'm always willing to take a look. Yeah.
No, I understand. It's it's
exactly
bred into us.
Yeah, so that sounds like this year. My kids might come over. We'll play some games. Play some music. Logan, he's cool. Of age. He really is no interest in drinking. So,
right. That would be different too. Like, and we don't really roll with like a deep group of friends to where it'd be like, hey, let's all get together. It's just not like, even if like I came over, and even if like Mike came over or something, it's like, it'd still be pretty laid back and chill. It wouldn't really be like
we're not gonna be jamming music and jumping around and.
Yeah,
it's just be hanging out. You're obviously, if you want to, you're more welcome to come over and hang out. Yeah, nothing exciting's happening. But if you want to come over and have a few beers, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, that's why I said it's just I'm with you on it. It's just like chill vibe and whatever. It's not a big deal.
So I'll pick up sparkling grape juice, red and white, because one kid likes red, the other kid likes white. Yeah, I know they're weird. Okay, whatever. Yeah. But
whatever. Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah, I got no point. The only thing that's gonna suck is after New Year's.
No champagne.
It's after New Year's, after having 2 long weekends in a row. That's like the end until Memorial Day weekend, basically. Yeah. Or if I decide to take time off, but
Right. I remember that even like when we were in school, because you get that 2 weeks off for Christmas through New Year's, basically, and then afterwards you're like, like we don't have another like long weekend until like Easter, like yeah. And it's it's the shitty weather, and it's like everything.
That's the thing I'm not looking forward to. But hey, man, whatever. I'm actually Brian. You know what I'm doing tomorrow?
taking all your
that'll
shit
be
down?
this weekend sometime.
Oh,
I'm
right.
resuscitating Growler Thursday with some of my work people. Yeah,
Oh
I
boy,
know, right?
that should be interesting.
We'll see how the
Yeah.
vibe is down there. It's been so long since I've been there on a Thursday.
Yeah, it will be interesting because when we were there, most of the time Thursdays weren't terribly busy. They were sometimes, but not all. Also, most of the time you got there early enough to
Right.
get a seating because you worked like a minute from there. So, that for sure helped our
absolutely.
cause too, where you could be like, hey, I need a table for 6 or whatever it was. And
Yeah, like I tried to get
whatever.
reservations because, when Michelle and I went last time, it was like, 45-minute wait until we sat at the bar.
Yeah.
And so I called them up, and they're like, yeah, well, how big's your party? I'm like, 6 probably. They're like, oh, yeah, we only take reservations for 10. Like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what can I do? They're like, well, just give us a call when you're on your way. We'll put your name on the list. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping. Yeah,
throw that
yeah,
list right in the
exactly. So I'm
trash.
hoping tomorrow I'm going to call them like quarter till. Oh, yeah, I'm on my way. I don't leave for another 50 minutes, but I don't give a shit. Put my name on that list, bitch.
Sure. Make sure
Exactly.
you're on that
More
list.
towards the top, please. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
like I
that
said, I'll
works
let you
well.
know how it goes. Yeah, I'll be curious to see
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I do miss a couple of our. I think we talked about it the other day. I do miss a couple of our downtown hangs, like there, and like I said, I miss going, for another.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of those places we like to go to downtown don't exist either.
I know that too. Yeah.
Sad.
Or it's just there's other places closer we can go. Like it's
That's
just
true,
easier
too.
to not go there.
That's true.
So, yeah.
We should
But
do
anyway.
a home slice pilgrimage, though.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
maybe go down there and go to like Ernest, get a few pints, and then go across the street and go to home slice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good plan. I like that. Oh, geez.
Oh, God, that hurt. You ever sneeze so hard you think you have a heart attack?
Nope.
Man.
I mean, yes.
Holy shit.
Half the time I sneeze.
Oh, my God.
I either have that like sneeze or it's a.
I got another one on deck, too. It sucks.
Sweet.
Oh. Anywho, what else you got going on?
Well, so this week I told you I got Paramount Plus again because they had a pretty good deal, with Black Friday or whatever. So I was like, well, I'm gonna grab this and I'll watch some stuff. Mainly, I got it because I looked online and I wanted to watch Detroiters, and I was having trouble finding it unless I wanted to watch it on like Comedy Central's website because they have an app for the Xbox, but the app doesn't really. You have to sign in order to watch more than one episode. So I watched the first episode of Detroiters, and then it's like, you have to sign in to watch the rest. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I already have an account from before, but it wouldn't let me activate the app on my Xbox. So every time I tried to go to the, how they always will have like a go to blah, blah, blah.com/activate or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And when I did that, it's like, this page doesn't exist. And I'm like, okay.
You sons of bitches.
I looked online and they're like, oh, Comedy Central is going to be shutting their app down. And I was like, on Xbox and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. Because apparently they're folding it into Paramount. And I was like, well, that makes sense, I guess, because Comedy Central's app is free as long, like I have Comedy Central so I could log in and watch. But it makes sense to, not give you that and make you have to pay for Paramount. So I was like, well, there's all that Star Trek content I want to watch anyway. So maybe I'll grab it and I'll start watching some of that for a month or two, and then
Dude, you could practice your pizza cutter moves.
You're right, I can.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I watched all of Detroiters, which I've already talked to you about, but it was
Chef's kiss.
Highly recommend. Yeah. Especially if you enjoyed oh God, what's that show on Netflix?
I think you should leave.
Yes, if you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy Detroiters. If you did not enjoy that, probably skip Detroiters.
Give it a try.
Tim Robinson probably won't be for you, but it's still a good
hoping
show.
They don't put that show like in the vault.
Yeah.
Because
that's part of why I wanted to watch it, because it used to be a lot easier to find, and then it got harder and harder, and I was like, this feels like a show that could disappear.
I mean, you know what I almost want to do? Paramount, you're not allowed to listen for the next 30 seconds.
All right, I'm sure they're tuning out right now.
Is I want to get a month of Paramount and watch it, but watch it using my capture card and just have it forever.
Yeah,
you know,
that would be right. Well, that's why I mentioned to you that I wondered if it was ever on DVD, because if so, I'd considered maybe buying it.
Yeah.
And then you looked it up, and it was, what was that, on like a Pakistani
website? Yeah, very trustworthy. It was like okay, totally DVD, legit.
Yeah. So anyway,
like it says Blu-ray.com, but it's BLEW Ray. I don't understand. Oh God.
Oh, I didn't want to watch this at all. I didn't know this sequel to Ghostbusters existed.
Wait, Ray did get blown.
Yeah.
The origins of Blu-ray are in Ghostbusters.
That's what they named it after.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Blu-ray. It needed the money.
Oh, yeah.
But I also started watching. So I was, I finished Detroiters. I'm like, okay, well, got to keep going on Paramount while, for this. I think it's like 2 months. Excuse me. So I was like, well, I'm gonna, kind of think about the Star Trek shows in which order I want to watch them of the newest ones. And I was like, well, Lower Decks is for sure the top.
Yeah.
Because it's great.
It's a silly goose of a show.
It is. It's really a good Star Trek show, though. Like, it's not just like, goofy. It really does do Star Trek proud.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one I watched last night with I won't go into it, but it's like they have to try to save this other ship and the things they go through to do that. I'm like, this feels like this could have been an episode of Next Generation for the most part. But then there's a moment in there where they go into this one room and there's like 2 dolphins in like a pool kind of a thing, and they keep trying to talk the one guy into stripping down and getting into the pool. It's just like, what?
Classic.
Pretty sure they wouldn't do that on Next Gen, but
pretty sure, Brian.
Pretty sure Riker would have done it though. For sure they would have barely mentioned it. Riker would have been just bare ass.
Oh yeah, he's freaky deaky.
Yeah, he would have been like, let's do this.
Give me that blowhole.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's a great show. I'm into season 3 now because I'd already watched season 1 and like a couple episodes of season 2 before when my account ran out. So now I've watched that. I completely forgot What If started on Disney Plus. They've got like 5 or 6 episodes I think already in there.
Shit, so I haven't watched one of them.
I haven't either. So I'll probably finish up lowered. I don't know. I might jump over and watch What If and then come back. But if not, I'll wait till What If's done and then watch it.
What if you watched both of them? Ooh, mind blown.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't recommend Lower Decks enough. When it first started, I wasn't sure about the show because I still feel like a couple of the early episodes they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do. Like, did they want to be a comedy or did they really want to be a Star Trek show?
The answer is yes.
They did, exactly. That's really what it was they wanted to do both. And, one of the episodes is great because it shows, because the point is that the characters are from the lower decks, meaning they're not high ranking. They're all like ensigns. They're not high ranking officers or anything. And one of them, something they have to do. And they're like, I bet being a lower decker on like a Romulan ship or a Klingon ship will be way more fun. So then they show like a Klingon ship and the lower deckers and what they're doing, and they show like on Romulans and all this stuff. So it was actually kind of a cool where they took the same concept and applied it to some of the other races.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a really good Star Trek show, but it's also got some really silly shenanigans in it. But it's very good.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure Picard's next. Because I've already watched season 1 of Picard, so I figure I'll finish that series out next. And if I get after that, I'll probably go to Strange New Worlds. Because I want to watch Discovery, but that's the one I'm least excited about of all the new Star Trek.
So that's the Star Trek when they just go around and film animals?
Yeah.
And then they like segue into like gold rushes and shit like that?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, yeah. But I also feel like at some point in there, I'm going to be like, I need to break up the Star Trek a little bit. So that's where What If might pop in for a minute.
I'm just going to watch the Deanna Troi lingerie supercut.
Nice. You do. I mean, there's a lot of Riker in a towel in that too, I assume.
I mean, I assume he's always in a towel.
Right. Yeah. He's just on the bridge in a towel.
Yeah.
What I love is one of the episodes, one of the characters is on Riker's ship because, Riker's become a captain at this point. So, and when he's on Riker's ship, like every time they show Riker, he's basically got his knee up like he's Captain Morgan.
Nice.
Yeah. Like he's always in like a dynamic pose kind of a thing. And I just love how they've taken all of what the fandom has joked about with Riker and they've basically made it canon in this
which is fantastic.
It's pretty, he's so over the top, and Jonathan Frakes is great, just really dialing it up. So it's good. Like I said, chef's kiss. Mwah.
Mwah. Bye-bye.
It's really weird this week because like WWE on Monday and Friday this week, instead of having Raw and SmackDown, they're doing best of 2023. So it's like there's no wrestling Monday and Friday basically. Like,
Brian,
I don't know. They might mix a couple matches in.
I did give you wrestling homework.
You did. I actually have 2 forms of wrestling homework.
2?
Now. Well, you
are
gave
you
me
going
one,
to another wrestling tutor?
Fluffy Bunny Ash and actually Garrett also both told me I need to play WrestleQuest.
Oh,
it's that RPG about wrestling.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
But like Garrett told me about it, and I was excited for it anyway. And then I started looking at the reviews, and the reviews are like 3 stars, and I'm like, oh boy, But Ashley told me that a lot of that's probably coming from people that are not like deep wrestling fans. And she's like, all the stuff in this is totally for wrestling fans. She's like, if you don't like wrestling, you're probably not going to like this game at all.
Oh, nice.
And whereas like you have been, so into wrestling for so long that you're going to get all the little jokes and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So maybe people would knock the rating down because they don't get it.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to have to grab that at some point too. So, but yeah, I have to do your homework first since I already own that game. But for anyone who's a wrestling fan, they'll get this. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. I had to get that for the Xbox, and there's no cross-platform.
Oh no!
Yeah, they didn't have. But I'm still gonna get it and see because sooner or later that game will probably be a $20 game anyway. Yeah. So
let me know because I got after I sent you that TikTok of Scrooge getting owned by the 3 ghosts of Christmas. I was just like, God damn it, this is something Brian and I need to do.
That was so good. Oh my God, you're right. I don't know how we didn't think of something like that back in the day. Yeah. So yeah. So how about you? You been watching anything or?
I mean,
Christmas movies still?
Yeah, we watch a lot of Christmas movies.
Have you watched any Christmas movie this year that you have not previously seen?
A couple of them actually. Violent Night we watched. And,
oh yeah, right. I forgot you mentioned that. Yeah, I that too.
God, there's another one. I know there's another Christmas movie we watched that we've never seen before, but I don't remember. Okay. We've watched a lot of Christmas movies this season.
All right, fair enough. I was trying to think of that last night because I've watched a decent amount of movies, like because my mom loves watching Christmas movies, but I was like, I think almost every movie. The only one I think I've watched this year, like 2 of them that I had not fully seen, were Family Man, with Nicolas Cage, where it's basically where he wakes up and he's basically gets to see what the what if part of his life where he chose one path, he gets to see what the other side looks like.
Yeah.
Which is that's a pretty good movie. I was surprised at how much I ended up enjoying it. I never watched all of it. I remember watching part of it before on TV where I caught part of it, and didn't get to see all of it. and the other was Jack Frost with Michael Keaton.
Right.
Like I told you, people used to put it in all the time at the video store, but I paid almost no attention to it, and I finally watched it, like sat down and watched it this year.
I mean, there was a couple I wanted to watch, but I just never got to. There was Santa Jaws, just looked hilarious. Shark of a Santa hat, bloody water.
Sure.
There was a Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
Yes, I told you about that one too. That was on like Freevee, I think.
I kind of want to watch
There's
that.
There's more than that. Like the Evil Bong has its own movie.
Yeah, Ginger Dead Man has their own movies too.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the mashup everyone's been waiting on.
It is. It really is.
So, but I mean, we like I said earlier, it's been 3 days now. We're slowly watching The Fellowship of the Ring, the extended version.
Dude, you're gonna be watching. That's like watching The Sopranos.
I saw it was on Max, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put because I love the movies. I haven't watched them in a while,
yeah, I do.
And I was like, this is like good background, so I'm putting them on, and it's probably about an hour into The Fellowship of the Ring, and then Michelle's like, I've never seen any of these, and I'm like, what?
Well, guess we're starting her over.
So we've been slowly watching that. But I mean, it hasn't been. I played a lot of video games over the weekend. I'll be honest. I was like Pete PlayStation, man. Well, and I played Oculus of Logan on one day, and I've been a gamer girl this weekend. We did watch Barbie, and that was a very entertaining movie.
When I saw it was in Max, I was like, I'm gonna watch this just for the like cultural thing of it. Because it was so, it permeated everything this year, and it was like, and I saw so many like straight guys that were like, it was really fun kind of a thing, that it wasn't even like that it was, like I saw a lot of gay men that were very much like, I really love this. I identify with it. Then I saw a lot of straight guys that were like, this movie's really not made for us, but it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a fun ride. Like Leah was like, I cried, Dad. Did you cry? I'm like, no. I definitely didn't cry during Barbie.
Don't lie.
But I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it is a fun ride.
Right.
And I'm sure there's people out there like, oh man, these guys watch Barbie, man. Get out of here.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And the Ken shirt that he gets at some point. Yeah. If it didn't say like Knuff or whatever it says on it, I would legit wear it because it just looks like Superman ice cream. Like the color and the swirls. I'm like, that's Superman ice cream, bro. I would wear that in a heartbeat. I don't give I'm not afraid to wear pastels and pink. I don't give a fuck.
Nope. Oh, yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And I played. I'm really terrible at this game. Any rhythm game I'm bad at.
Yeah.
Except for a Beat Saber. I'm good at Beat Saber.
Okay.
But there's this game on PlayStation Plus called Metal Hellsinger.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's a first-person shooter, and it's rhythm based. All right. So like as you're like shooting, if you shoot with the rhythm, as your multiplier goes up, like first you get like drums, it's like do 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 do, and then you get this certain multiplier, and like this electric guitar comes in. And then when you get the max multiplier, it's just like vocals. It's just metal songs.
Okay.
And you're just like fucking up demons with guns and swords and shit to the.
All right.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
But I'm so bad at rhythm games because like when I get into a shooter, I'm like everything must die at my pace. Yes. I'm not trying to like match the beat. I'm just trying to kill everything.
Right.
I
mean, that's how real gunfights are, though, Tony. They match that the song rhythm.
Like I love that there's an Oculus game called Pistol Whip. It's the same deal. It's like music based. It's a shooter. Yeah. And I'm so bad at going to the beat, but it's so much fun because you feel like John Wick when you're playing it.
Oh yeah, I bet, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah. I'm the same way. I'm terrible at those rhythm games.
Oh yeah, I'm so bad at it. But it's a cool concept of a game, and if I was better at it, I'd probably really enjoy it.
Yeah, right.
But I was just like, I saw some. I think I saw it on TikTok or something. I'm like, I don't know what this game is, but I gotta check it out. And then when I found out it was on PlayStation Plus, I'm like, oh well, obviously I just need to try it now.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, interesting concept.
Yeah, I haven't. because of my, what I mentioned on the last episode, how I messed my wrist up. I hadn't really played any games till you and I played Saints Row the other night. And, I played that. And then when we were done, I jumped in or stayed in and kept playing for a while. And then I hadn't played GTA in a while. So I jumped into that to see what, silly Christmas stuff they put in there, basically.
Right.
And it was really, I don't know. I guess there's like a promo truck driving around, and if you follow it, it drops like gifts, like like different stuff. And they gave a snowball gun this year, and I'm like, oh, cool. But it was like in the past, you could literally like reach down and scoop up snow, and you would have like 3 or 5 snowballs. I can't remember what it was, and you could kill people with the snowballs.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And this gun, it works similar to the what is it, the atomizer, I think, in there. How it like when you shoot it, it has to charge back up.
Yeah.
So it has unlimited ammo, but there's a recharge. So you shoot somebody with the snowball and it'll knock them down, but then they just get back up. You have to keep, it takes so many to, like, I was like, this is less fun.
Like, this is silly, guys.
Like, I don't even think, like, I just can't even see if you were playing against someone else, like, shooting them with that. I don't see where this would even really be that fun, because it takes so many shots that it just,
Right.
They should have done it more like bazookas or something like that, to where it would have been a little more fun, But whatever. So yeah, there's snow all over the place in the game. It's harder to drive, that kind of stuff.
Of course, as is tradition.
But, yeah. Other than that, it's. I mean, I understand.
Like
it's getting near its end.
When we were all playing Red Dead with the Christmas update,
yeah,
I'm over that.
For sure.
Like, you're just freezing cold the whole time and dying. It's like, I want to have fun when I'm playing a game, not worry about my guy's health.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, at least in GTA, you don't have to worry about, like, oh shit, I don't have a coat on him.
Like oh yeah, I got to get a parka.
Yeah, right.
Let me run to the store.
The only way the environment affects you is, like I said, when you're driving, your car's a little more squirrely because there's snow all over the place,
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't really affect anything. And it doesn't change to where there's like heavy snow at sometimes and later, like with the rain in the game. Sometimes it's barely raining, other times it's like monsoon.
I think this weekend we should arrange a online date with some of the boys, maybe, if they're free.
Ooh, sounds pretty sensual.
Maybe play some Borderlands or something.
I like it.
Good call.
Yeah, I agree. We should.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Jeez.
Because I do like playing Red Dead, but man, it's sometimes it feels too slow.
Yeah,
like I'm used to you and I playing Saints Row, and it's just like, I wish we could get more people involved in that, but it's only 2 people.
Seriously. Yeah,
because it's so silly.
So much fun. If we could get 4 or 6 in that,
yeah, because because it's so damn silly.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's how it is. It's like most of these games are not built to get a group of people for co-op. It's like, oh, you have a group of 6. Clearly, you want to do death matches. It's like, no, not always.
Well,
sometimes we do silliness.
I mean, if I could just convince you guys to play Fortnite with me, we could play Lego Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true.
And we could survive out in the world of Lego.
Yeah, but if I don't have a code, am I going to freeze to death?
No, but I'll build a fire for you, Brian.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice.
Yes,
all right.
I will build a fire for you.
And push me in it.
Yes. We do need. I miss playing online with my boys. And I've been doing it more. Obviously, you and I play more than we have in the past.
True. Yeah.
And I've been playing like on with one of my coworkers and Logan on Oculus, and
right.
Yeah, we definitely need to get more involved in that. And I totally understand if people aren't involved in the shooters.
Yeah, me too.
Like my PlayStation came with Call of Duty, and I played it a few times, and I have no interest.
Yeah.
And I looked at my hard drive; it's taking up like 230 gigs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm about ready to just delete it off of there.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I did that with one of them we had. Remember, like one of the ones, the last one I bought. I don't even remember what it was. It was one of the Modern Warfares, I think. And it was like we played it for a while, and then we were both just kind of like, eh. And I was just like, I'm deleting this because it's massive. And if there's an update, it's gonna, you need a shit ton of space so that it can do that. And I was like, it's just occupying too much.
It's not. I used to love playing those games online. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I've become a different man.
Me too. Well, that's what's cool about playing like Borderlands is it's a shooter, but there's also weirdness in it. There's jokes built in. There's a whole different element that makes it way more fun. And it's really built to play for people, you know. And also it's like if we're going to play a shooter and get a team together, it's like, you know, we could go play Overwatch or like you said Fortnite or something. You know, there's these other types of games that aren't just plain shooters. You know, to where you can actually play different classes, you know, and have a very different experience. So I'm more for that kind of stuff.
I think the only time I'll be real kind of interested in like a first person shooter that's based on multiplayer is if Battlefield figures their shit out. Because Battlefield 2042 when it first came out was trash, and it's actually pretty good now. But it's still not the Battlefield I want. I want fully destructible environments, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe they did away with that. That's silly.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, I agree. So, all right. Well,
but yeah, I think we should maybe get a play date put together. If not, you and I'll just play, whatever. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's always an option anyway. It's like, no matter what, it's like, okay, well, hey, we're going to be playing. If y'all want to join us, cool.
We're going to have a good time is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I got one story here,
Jack.
Which was, I don't know if you saw this. Apparently, there was an OnlyFans model that was doing an explicit video of her ramming a oversized candy cane into herself.
How'd that work out for her?
And it sort of broke off, and so she immediately was asking her viewers or subscribers to call 911. She was taken to the hospital for treatment. Says she's in stable condition, and you know, she then later posted a picture of, you know, the piece that they took out of her. And it's like, I can't emphasize enough, folks, to please, if you're trying to sexually gratify yourself, please do not put stuff like this inside yourself, because it can turn bad. You know, like, please use things that are
I get it for the theme. I was going to pull up Google Images for the YouTube. That's not going to happen. Sorry, YouTube. Google it yourself.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty easy to find. But yeah, that it's weird though, because you would think, like, I'm assuming that this wasn't, it says a giant candy cane, but I'm assuming this wasn't an actual candy cane.
I mean, you can buy oversized actual.
No, I know. I'm just thinking, can you imagine how much a candy cane would burn?
Maybe she's into that. Maybe she's into cooling, burning sensation of menthol.
Could be.
You know?
Yeah,
maybe she likes somebody to blow a Newport onto her vagina.
It could be. Looking at the picture here, I don't think it was. I think it was like a plastic candy
she just
cane.
Filled up her, like, freaking vulva with Reese's Pieces. Oh, God.
Not one of those.
E.T.'s loving it, though.
Oh, just
E.T. cannot get enough of that shit. E.T. like sure. He's like he's stepped up, subscribed immediately.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
subscribe. That glowing finger, you know.
Yeah, well, it wasn't his finger, but
yeah, God. Oh man, his dick probably does the same thing. You're right.
Yeah.
Do you think he's got a long bony dick, like his long bony fingers?
No, he's just like Pringles.
Just like unfold.
It's very unexpected.
I was thinking it unfolds like a construction crane, you know?
Oh, I mean that would be very weird. Yeah, just tucks up inside him and then just like a transformer or something. No, man. Yeah,
that's rough, buddy.
I was gonna say, when I first read this, I was like, yeah, you know, I remember years ago, doctor writing something that I read that was like, please don't put candy inside of you, because, you know, it really can mess up your pH balance and, you know, cause problems for ladies. You know, as fun as, you know, like, oh, let me stick a lollipop up in there or something. It's like, yeah, that's probably a terrible idea.
What are you doing?
That's what I thought this was one of those big, thick candy cans like you talked about. The ones,
the girthy ones.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, oh my, because I'm like, God, they had to burn like fire though. And then when I saw that, I'm looking at this picture, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is a plastic one, but still.
I mean, I'm sure she was at like the store, probably pick up Christmas gifts, and then she saw like a big, girthy candy cane, and she's like, "Oh, I know what I can do with that."
Sure. I mean, yeah.
Like, I'm about to get some subscribers tonight.
Yep. Well, I will say this. She probably did get a bunch more subscribers because the story coming out and stuff. There's probably people that are like, hey, let me go take a look.
Like, this bitch is crazy. Have you seen her candy necklace anal bead trick?
Oh,
what a terrible idea.
Like, all I got is string. Where'd the beads go? Uh-oh.
So I bought this oversized lick'em stick. You know what we're doing with this, boys?
Yep. Eating it like it's candy.
Remember, that used to be one of my favorite candies to buy as a kid. I don't know what it was, but that, like, 2 packets of powder and that chalky candy stick was some of my favorite shit to buy. And that was like, at the candy store we used to go to growing up, that was like premier candy there. That shit was expensive. Yeah. That was like buying craft beer.
It was. Well, you were paying for the gimmick.
Exactly. You know? But man, I love that gimmick. They still make those things?
Yeah.
Wasn't it called Lick'em Sticks?
It was something like that. I don't remember. I don't know. I remember it for sure because, like you said, I for sure ate plenty of it. Fun dip. That's what it was. Called. Yeah.
They still.
I think Lick'em Sticks was the
OG name, maybe. I mean, Lick'em Sticks sounds kind of. Yeah, you can still buy them. Shit, looks like I buy a pack of them off of Amazon. Fuck yeah.
Oh boy. I'm just every time I see you from now on, you're just gonna have one of those.
Wait a minute, Brian. Wait a minute. Oh,
do they have earthy ones?
My God.
Earthy ones you can stick
Brian,
in your
ass. They have a one called the Bob Ross Flavor Palette. And it's a candy paintbrush with 3 different colors of powder.
Oh man.
My God.
And much like the thing sitting next to Bob Ross, it was just full of
Hell
cocaine.
Yeah. Dude, I would get all over this. Oh, I want to make sweet love to Bob Ross now. Right now.
Wait a minute. He's dead.
Whatever.
Right?
Dig him up.
Oh my. Still has that afro.
I hope.
Yeah. That'd be kind of
Afro
weird.
in the afterlife. Afro. There's something there.
Almost there. Almost there.
Afterlife. Afterlife.
Afterlife. I don't know. It's a.
I feel like I'm walking a thin line here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, Fun Dips were my shit. God, I used to love buying those.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next time you're in Boise, get some. I'm sure they sell them.
All right. Well, here's my my shooting from the hip question for you. From the candy store we used to go to as a kid, what was your go-to candy, and then what was your premier candy?
I think the candy the one we probably grabbed the most was probably like candy cigarettes or the bubblegum cigars because we used to buy the shit out of them.
Cool.
Well, and not just the box candy cigarettes. Remember the ones wrapped in paper?
Oh yeah, I remember those.
They had powder around them. Smoke. Blow through it. Yeah, if you blow through them a little bit, the powder would come off of them. We thought we were so cool with
tapping those on my like on my hand, like oh yeah.
And yep. Man, I don't know. I was trying to think what I bought a lot from there because most of the time it was like going there with like $1 and get like 1,000 pieces of candy.
I mean,
they
did have the penny candy.
Getting what all can I, how much can I get versus, I'm going to buy a candy bar or something. So I don't remember.
Like I remember going there, and if I was going to spend some money, there, it was either Fun Dip, or I was buying one of those styrofoam airplanes with the little tiny propellers. Those are cool as fuck.
Yeah, I forgot
But if I was just gonna like buy some candy, I would always grab like a box of lemon heads. Sometimes a box of Boston baked beans.
Oh God, I forgot about those. Yeah, that's right. She had all those kind of candies.
The Chico sticks. which still arouses feelings in me. Those things are delicious. Right? And then she also had Jolly Ranchers, but not like you bitches these days with the little Jolly Rancher blocks. She used to sell the Jolly Ranchers that were like a big rectangle, and you could suck that thing into a blade. Those are illegal in prison in 18 states.
You know, I think one of the things, if I was going to spend more there, I think I used to get a lot, if I remember correctly, was, and I don't remember, it wasn't Twizzler, but it was like a Red Vine that was like the long ones she used to sell.
For sure.
And I used to get those a lot. So that would probably be my premier item there, because those were probably 50 cents.
Yeah. Dude, I miss that store so bad. I remember walking because when we were kids, you go in, it was like the cooler, and then her counter, and then it was the candy, and then one aisle back was like the weird shit, like the styrofoam airplanes and stuff. Did you ever go deeper in that store?
Oh yeah,
all kinds of weird like knickknacks and shit.
Stuff. And, it was very much like when you're traveling to the South, if you go through some of the truck stops. You find those stores. Remember I told you about that one when I was going to Florida, and I'm like, dude, we had to walk through this whole place because they had a bunch of weird knickknacks and, sayings for whatever area it's from, like people in Nashville get it done, or I don't know, whatever. But just dumb shit like that. There was a ton of the Toledo stuff in there. I know a lot of people used to go in there because they would get touristy stuff for people there, because she had a ton of stuff that was like Toledo branded.
For sure.
So I know you and I mostly went in there for candy and soda pops, because I remember she used to have the bottles of pop in there that were way cheaper than over at.
She used to carry like Jolt. We'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we used to get Yoo-Hoo and Jolt.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about Yoo-Hoo. Yes, we did. We used to get Yoo-Hoo there all the time.
We drank so much Yoo-Hoo. Oh. Yeah, it's like the weirdest drink I remember from our childhood that we ever got was the I think it was where the place that you did karate at, or there was somewhere else. Remember there used to be like was it Bubblicious or Hubba Bubba soda or something like that, and it tasted like bubble gum?
I think so. Like I remember where I did Taekwondo, Brian. Have some respect.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. No disrespect.
My jam was Everfresh papaya juice. Yeah, that was what I got every time. Or a New York Seltzer, because they had both.
New York Seltzer. Every time I went with you, it was pretty much New York Seltzer. Until I think it was there that had that bubblegum soda. It was not there. It was somewhere we went. But it wasn't somewhere we went often. Because I remember not having it much, but it was just like, dude, it tastes just like bubblegum.
I mean,
now I'd be like, oh, God, it looks like Pepto-Bismol.
I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy bubblegum flavor. Whatever that flavor is.
There was some podcast I listened to where they tried to find out what that flavor is, and I can't remember what the podcast was, but they were fairly unsuccessful. Like, it's a pretty protected secret.
Like when you taste it, you're like, this is bubble gum. But you can't go, I detect notes of raspberry, and it's just bubble gum. It's weird.
That's what it was. And I can't remember what podcast. It was so long ago, I can't remember what show it was, but they tried to figure out what bubblegum flavor is. Oh. And like I said, they had a hard time tracking.
I just remembered Mike and Ike's too. I used to get those all the time.
Oh, you know what? That would probably be, if not the long licorice, that would probably be
Mike.
Yeah, because I still buy Mike and Ike's every once in a while. I'll be in Kroger. They got those boxes for, well, they're probably a little more now, but they used to be like $1. I'd always grab one of those boxes.
Mike and Ike's. And you remember she used to have the Now-Laters that were like 5 bricks wrapped in a little pack.
Yes. Yeah. I remember. Oh man. And we used to get those quite a bit too. And Laffy Taffies. We used to get those big brick Laffy Taffies, or they were like a big square.
Do you remember Mamba?
Yes.
I actually had a Mamba not too long ago. Because I was at Aldi and I was at the register and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I threw it on the thing. Still pretty good, not gonna lie.
Enjoy that. Good, glad to hear it.
Oh man, I miss that place. I mean, I told you. I think I probably told it on this podcast before. We've been doing this for fucking 82 years. Of course, I've told it before. But when I lived over there and I took Logan in and she remembered me, that blew my mind. Like I
Yeah,
walked
right.
in and it looked like a living corpse, and I was just like, "Oh my God, she's still alive." And I remember you. I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought she was gonna be like, "I have a quest for you. You must seek my book.
Dude.
It's in the darkest cave."
Look, you had to be careful because, at that point, she was probably looking for someone to, take her post.
Looking for a fresh body to take over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just meaning that I can't remember what it is, like one of those like movie situations to where like someone's the guard forever and they have to find someone, like they're trapped and they have to find someone to take over their post so they, like, I fooled you. And all of a sudden she just turns into like, a youthful person and you immediately age.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, because we have the experience from the comic book store. But if kids these days, I'm going to sound like an old man right now, but if kids these days weren't such shitheads, running like a cool little candy store, I think would be fun. But kids are such fucking dirtbags these days.
Well, it's funny though, because like going into, for anyone not local, Boyd's is a place that sells, they sell current candy, but they also have a lot of like retro stuff. I believe it's Boyd's Retro Candy is what it's called, isn't it? Or something like that. So they have a lot of stuff. It was fun the last time I was, because I hadn't been in there in a long time. Boyd's. It was a lot of fun going in there going, oh my God, they still make these, or they make these again, because, some of that stuff is that some company has resurrected some of the candies, but it was cool. I don't remember what it was. I grabbed a few candies that I haven't had since probably we were 12, and it was like, oh man, I got to get one of these. I haven't had one in forever, so that was really cool. But just walking around that store and how much they watch everybody and how much, like you said, a family came in with like 4 kids and they were all over those people like hawks, because you have something that can easily be pocketed, and it'd be real easy for I don't think they were like, oh, they're gonna steal, but it's more just you're just making sure, kind of, you're protecting your product, and for anyone wondering, white family, so there was no racism
this wasn't
or anything
posted
involved.
on Next Door like we talked about before the podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I ain't racist, but like I went to Boyd's the other day.
It was just more of it's a small store, and like I said, you really could go in there and probably rob them blind if you had enough people, But a lot of it too is they're really just nice. They're very nice people. They're very helpful.
The dude's
and very
been
nice,
open for a long time now.
Yeah, right. So it's fun to go in there, but what it lacks from the place we've been talking about is their prices are, like the place we're talking about. Tony and I used to go in there. I mean, we would literally scrounge the house for change. And if we got to 50 cents, we were walking in like we were fucking Uncle Moneybags, like I'm going to get all the candy.
Like fucking $1 million man.
And, because
I got my Virgil tank top on.
Yeah. Like I'm making it rain in there with my pennies. It was the truth. I mean, God, how many times did we walk out of that place with like a little paper bag?
Well,
because
you're not gonna lie, dude. Like you said, we're scrounge, like digging through couch cushions and shit. All right, I got 67 cents. If I wanted to, I could go over there and I could get 67 different Tootsie Rolls, including the fruit flavors.
Yeah. Yes.
Because she had
there
penny
was a
candy.
Lot of different. There was a lot of.
Remember, she had 5-cent bazookas.
I'm
like, dude, this comes with reading material. I'm in.
We tried every candy imaginable because of that place, because they were so cheap. Yeah. Oh man, I even remember, like, even when she raised her prices a little bit to where I think the penny candy went to like 2 or 3 cents.
Well, first we did do a strike outside for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, naturally.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. But no, really, we were just like, whatever. We're still getting so much candy for the money, and it was nuts. Like there's nothing like that now. Like even, like there's no such thing as like that level of cheap
it doesn't
candy.
exist anymore.
Like even at like 10-cent candy or 15-cent, you just don't.
It really doesn't exist.
It just doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said I look at all the stuff in Boyd's and think to myself, most of this is shit we could have gotten at the Hopewell gift shop for like under 20 cents.
I mean, it was a different age, Brian. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I understand. It's just amazing when you, like you said, you don't see that now. Now it's like, oh, we have all this cool candy, but you also have to pay the nostalgia tax
For
on
sure.
it, and that's kind of, and it's like, well, okay, that's why when I was there, I didn't get a ton. I got a few things, but there were for sure other things that I was like, ooh, but then I was like, no, because if I'm not careful, I'm spending $30
Yeah,
here.
I'm pretty
like,
sure the next time Leah stays over, when they get up in the morning, I'm just gonna throw her coat at them and be like, "Get shoes on, we're going to Boyd's." Yeah.
nice. Yeah. The one thing I didn't get there that I
10-pound gummy bear
is yes, that too. No. But they have a bunch of different like weird sodas there. I'd love to try.
Well, it's all the way out there. But there's also a candy store out in downtown Maumee. It's like old school candy. But Boyd's, you walk in, you feel like you're at like a Kohl's. Like there's shit everywhere. This place you walk in, it's like, oh, what am I, in a museum? It's all laid out nice and everything's well organized.
Well, that's where the candy's from too. Yeah.
But they have a wall of weird sodas.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I don't mean anything that sounds gross, but there were some that like Boyd's have that I was like, oh, that sounds good, kind of a thing. Because I've always been interested in that stuff. Like whenever we used to do markets and stuff, that was one of my favorite things, was like we going into the gas stations and going, oh, what's the local, like the first time I tried like Sundrop or Cheerwine or those kind of ones where it was like we didn't have that up here, so it's like, oh cool, this is a local thing,
Brian, we still do that. It's just for beer.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we travel and you're like, well, what's the brewery, what's the local,
Yeah, that's accurate. You're right. I just
grew up
my palate. Yeah. So I still like doing the other. If I go in a gas station, I'll still look to see if there's some like
there's
local
some weird
sody
shit
pop
they've never seen before. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, because like I said, I remember being in the South and somebody talking about Sundrop, and I'm like, what the hell is Sundrop? And they're like, you've never had it? I'm like, I'm not from here, so no. And then they told me, what it was, and I was like, well, I guess I'll have to get some. That was all right. Cheerwine I really like. I'm glad I can find Cheerwine up here once in a while. I'll grab. I actually have a 12-pack of it. I didn't even know they had cans.
I thought it was only bottles. Crazy.
Yeah. I thought so too, but when Kroger had their buy two get three free, I was looking. I'm like, I need some. I'm like, I just want some random other pop. It's like, oh, they have Cheerwine in a 12-pack, so I snapped up one of those.
Nice.
So. It's better out of a bottle, though. I mean, for sure. But
classier.
Yeah. Also that. Yeah.
Keep it classy.
But anyway. Right. All right. Well, there you go. There's a nice trip down our old man things going back 40 years.
I mean,
not really.
You're pretty close.
30 years. 30 years is more like it. I mean, we didn't know each other at 40 years. We were still two years off.
35, but, maybe.
Yeah. Because we were little kids when we first started going over there. Yeah. All through our teen years, at least through junior high? I don't know. Maybe high
if
school?
You recall that paper route, it would walk right by there. Yeah. Pop in.
Yep. Yeah. We used to load up and then
pop in there, grab some drinks,
and grab some candy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Good shit indeed.
Yep. All right. Where are we at here? All right. Well, do you have any stories or anything? Or no? All right. So did Pornhub publish their thing yet?
I haven't looked it up yet. I'll be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll save that for next week anyway.
Yeah, I will say that's an OnlyFans thing anyway. That's gonna be a Patreon thing anyway. So.
Yeah, just like with the candy cane thing, I'll have to be creative how I list it because I can't put the words OnlyFans, otherwise it'll get taken down by YouTube. So I'll have to put like model has candy cane
like model eats candy cane with other mouth.
Yeah, the old south mouth. Yep. Fair enough. All right, well I guess let's do some QoftheW.
Well, it's gonna be really fast on my end because I don't think it got posted for some reason, which is fine. Shit happens. So I got nothing.
Yeah.
What we gave these people for Christmas, Brian, is a weekend off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Pretty sad.
Yeah. So what do you got? I'm sure you got a Cheeto Sitch. All right.
I do. Yeah. He says he's gonna go with the smell of a garage. as in
Wait,
WD-40.
what was our Q to W? Because I don't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's a weird smell that you love? And he says the smell of a garage, as in WD-40, Bondo dust, automotive paint, etc. That smell takes me back to my earlier years working in my grandfather's garage with him. I miss the old man, and those smells always trigger really great memories. It's really funny because I know exactly the smell he's talking about because of my years with my dad in his body shop. I don't so much have fond memories of those smells.
Well, you weren't into huffing yet, Brian.
I do. That's true. I wasn't. Yeah, clearly.
You missed the boat.
Yeah. Also, I was never really into like cars and stuff. I mean, I helped my dad different times, but it was more to go spend time with my dad than it was anything, you know. So anyway, he says Salty Selections, a really hoppy beer. That's a good one because like a real dank beer sometimes you're just like, oh man, you know, or a real like you know, kind of a spicy beer or something like that. And I don't mean like hot spicy, but just you know, like a Scotch ale or something where it's got a good.
Before I drink a beer, I always put my nose in it first. I can't help it.
Same here. Not just beer. I mean,
you're not wrong.
All that stuff too. Get a good snoutful of it and see
so
what
good
you're working with. He also says marijuana, tobacco, and puppy breath. And he said, I just threw that in there because of last episode's comments where I was like, please don't say babies or puppy's breath.
I do like the smell of really good tobacco. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Here's some things, right? Like I'm the same with tobacco as I am with like coffee, is that I prefer the smell to the taste. I'm both. You know, like I'm, you know, I mean, like occasionally I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have a stick with you guys, but it's pretty
very rare.
I don't typically do much. Coffee, you never see me go, ooh, you know, but I love.
Well, someday you'll come over, or I'll be back on my back porch with a long pipe, pondering the One Ring, and it'll smell delicious.
I'll have to join you in that. I mean, you know, if you're pondering out there, I mean, I'd hope you have the
just that scene of Gandalf just chewing on it, staring off into space.
Yeah,
I saw that, and I'm like, I want to do that.
I was just gonna say, Tony sitting there going, that's the future
looks so
I want.
Nice. I did say when we were watching, I'm like, man, I want to live it like a hobbit. These guys know what's up. All they do is tend to crops, keep to themselves, eat food, drink beer, smoke. That's a hobbit life.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, okay, so your get a horse and live on a mountain life is right out.
Yeah, hobbit life for me, bro. I got furry feet. We'll be all right.
Right. You're partway there. All we have to do is like cut you in half, basically.
Fun fact: the furry feet have basically gone away from wearing socks and work boots 10 hours a day for 20 years.
Yeah, same. Like I used to have kind of furry feet too, and they're very much not
look like babies'
anymore.
asses. It's great, sexy sometimes. I mean, hey,
oh my, very
so hairy,
very very burly. Oh my! I've never seen a kid with an ass this hairy.
Shit.
We should get some pictures of this, and no creep, but you know, like
for
science reasons, this might be a Bigfoot.
Accurate.
Yep. Oh shit! All right. Well, shoot, where'd it go? There it is. All right. 1 through 10.
7.
7. All right. What is your silliest just in case item or behavior?
Wait, what?
Like I like okay, here I can give an example,
please.
Okay? I have always slept in a t-shirt and shorts, mainly because that's just what I sleep in, but also because it's a just in case there's a fire, I don't have to run out of the house.
All right. Fair enough.
So it's that kind of a thing. So what do you have, like it's a just in case scenario, like an item or something you do as a just in case that's just ridiculous, basically?
It's an excellent question, Brian. I'm really not sure.
Aha.
Was a just in case that's kind of on the silly side.
Yeah. Because everybody's got something like this where they keep something in their car just in case. And it's like a 1 in a bajillion scenario or something where other people will be like, really? You know?
That's the thing. I don't. Like, I don't have an emergency blade. I don't have a toolkit. I don't have shit in my car.
That's
I
a
know,
terrible
because
idea,
I
man.
live.
You should at least have a
Because
base
I live
toolkit
the
of
other
some
way. I'm
sort.
like, it's fine.
I've got a knife in my pocket.
Yeah,
I'll
for
figure it
sure. I
out.
did see a side note, real quick. Side quest. I saw a post on Imager that someone stole from Twitter. That was like Christmas Day is the Super Bowl for guys that carry knives in their pockets all year. And I was like, that's hilarious.
Because my brother always has a knife on him, and I don't know how many times he's got that thing out on Christmas Eve. Yeah. And most of the time he's not threatening someone with it. You know, most of the time. But it is good for that too. That's one of the multi-uses of it.
God, I might have to go like really deep dive here.
All right.
I mean, it's not really silly. This is the first thing that popped in my head.
Okay.
But for some reason, Brian, I bought a tire balancer from Harbor Freight. Am I ever going to use it? I've used it once. I don't.
But
you never know when you get. Yeah.
That's kind of the mentality of this. Is it's like something that you have or that you do for a scenario that in your head you're like, this is going to happen, but you also like when you really take a step back, you're like me. The odds of me needing to run out of the house and not being able to grab a pair of pants or shorts and throw them on is pretty ridiculous. The odds are very slim I'm going to need to have that scenario, but that's just always been in my head. You know, it's like the people who sleep, like they don't want to sleep near the door in case someone breaks in. You know, they want someone else to sleep there instead.
Yeah, they want to be the second shot.
You know? Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing, you know. Or
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. If something goes like sideways in my life, I am very unprepared. You know, like I don't have like a hidden baseball bat in my room, or you know, if the house catches on fire, you know, I'm outside, dick out. I mean.
Well, that's why you just keep an apron by the door.
Like, you know? I got nothing, man. Like I said, I mean, I don't have a toolkit in my car. You know, if something breaks down, I'm like, oh, good thing I got AAA.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I do have like basic shit in my car. Like, I mean, but I don't have a toolkit. Maybe I should get a toolkit.
Yeah. I mean, everybody really should have at least a base toolkit so that they, you know, if you need whatever in there.
Yeah, no, I'm super unprepared. If the apocalypse happens, I'm done. It's over.
Yeah. Tony can't even find a screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. I got to root through my junk drawer.
He's like, well, you're
dick out, digging through my junk drawer, moving matches and batteries, trying to find my screwdriver.
Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, they're just gnawing on your shoulders. You know? Well. Yep. Like, well, I had a good run.
That's all I can do. What are you gonna do, man?
Guess it's time to just go eat brains.
Like, if I got time, I'm like Batman. I need time to prepare. I can't just have shit on the ready.
Right. Meanwhile, the other way, where it's like I'm trying to think of every freaking scenario possible and have the preparation for it. You know, like also like Batman in that I'm, you know, I got to have, you know, the folder on the Justice League just in case they go evil. You know.
See, I'm the Batman. Know. It's like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. It'll be all right. But Brian, okay, I do have this though. I'm pretty sure basically if I'm in my house, I'm always within 5 feet of a bottle opener for some reason. I'm ready to rip bottles open. Let's party.
That's gonna really help you in the zombie apocalypse.
I'll just crack their heads. Like a bottle cap. Yeah, I've had a lot of training.
Yeah, like, oh no, my head. I guess this is the end for old.
Yeah, I guess that'd be. I mean, I do have a tendency to buy tools that I'm only going to use once, and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's probably my thing is my single-use tools I buy. Yeah.
Right. Well, the other really works, I think, too, is that, you know, buying something that there's a very good chance you're never going to use. You know, I'm notorious for that too, because it'll be like, you know, what it's like, yeah, but if I need it, you know, like it's also the reason I don't get rid of a lot of things, you know, because like I might need that, you know, like I said, I finally just recently threw away like an IEEE cable, you know, and it's like nobody uses those anymore. Haven't for like 30 years. But I was like,
I might need to choke somebody out.
Like what? Yeah, what if I get a computer from 1992?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, then what am I? Here I am, the asshole with no IEEE.
What if the apocalypse happens and you find a vintage computer store?
Yep. Well, that's one thing we've learned from those kind of things is old tech always holds through
for some reason. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they never are like, oh, here's a brand new laptop. It's always like, oh, here's a an Apple Abacus or whatever the hell they called them back in the day.
It's just got the green screen.
Yeah. Like, okay, can Word Munchers help us get through this apocalypse?
Oh God! So I'm playing. I don't want to give it away because Michelle's listens to this. But I was playing a game and there's a scene in it where a guy finds a 3.5-inch floppy drive, and Leah was with me when the scene happens, and Leah's like, "Yeah, what is that?"
Damn it. There was some movie. God, what was it? There was some movie my mom was watching, and I was looking at the computer, and I saw like it yeah, like you said, it had like the old school floppy disk, like from when we were little children.
Yeah,
the big ones. Yeah,
when they were actually floppy.
It had one of those. Yeah. Yes, it had one of those drives on it, and I'm like, oh my God!
It had a little like plastic gate. You could close it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I think it was? I think it was Big.
Oh,
if I'm not
sounds
mistaken.
right.
I think at the very beginning of the movie, I think he's on a computer or something. And I was like, oh my God.
What was the memory of those? The storage.
In my head, I'm just like, everything in this computer picture is beyond obsolete. Yes. You know, like the type of monitor, like everything basically in it is no longer used. That was so crazy.
Yeah, I want to know what the memory capacity was of those old floppies.
Oh God, I'm sure it was not much. I couldn't tell you what they were, but I know it wasn't a lot.
I mean, I was trying to look, but it's here. 5 and it's 5.25-inch floppy, had a capacity of 160 kilobytes.
Oh my God!
With a maximum of 1.2 megabytes. 3.5-inch floppy had an initial capacity of 720. It was later increased to 1.44 megs. Wow.
Yeah, remember, like when I was in school and we used those 3.5 ones, and it was, I mean, I was in school for the other ones too, but I never really had any of those on my own. It was more that the games we played were on those. But the 3.5 ones, I remember having boxes of them that I took to school with me because I had all sorts of different, like, here's my English homework, here's my some of my graphic design work, you know. And then I remember, like, when I got into college, that's when zip drives
I remember your zip drive, and I was like,
and that that was a game changer because I forgot what those held, but it was way more. But I still had like 7 of them when I was in graphic design classes. I basically had one for each class because you were saving everything because there wasn't, I don't think there wasn't an autosave option in Photoshop and stuff. So you had just every 2 minutes, basically you saved because if you didn't, you were going to lose your whole project. Guaranteed. I mean, it wasn't a maybe. It was guaranteed. You know, and
I remember when I bought Doom 2 and it was like 7 3.5 floppies. I was just like, what?
Oh my! I forgot about that where you would have to you just switch the disc.
Well, with Doom, it was like you had to install it and you had to wait. You had to go through all 7 ones.
That's right. Yeah.
And then you had the startup floppy when you actually wanted to play. Yeah.
That was the play disc, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, similar to like a lot of the CD games where there's like one was the install disc, the second one was the play disc, basically, or whatever. Fucking I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh my God.
What a time to be alive. Cheap candy, 7 discs.
Now we got. Oh man, we had the world by the tits, man.
We did. Yep.
They slipped right out of our hands. All we got now is we got the world by the hairy ass
and Newport pussy.
Yep. Oh, I was thinking candy canes, but all right.
Menthol, Newports, candy canes, it's all the same. It's all in the same family.
Yeah. Good enough. All right. Well, there you go. That's our show for the week, except for the insult, which will be in a few minutes here. But in the meantime, head on over to saltylanguage.com to find the links from the show. You can also find the link there for the network we're part of, which is Tangentbound Network, and it can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So if you're looking for a network for your show, come join us over there. And if you talk to Mark, tell him to keep them candy canes out of his
Stop doing
vagina.
deep squats on him.
Yeah, no good.
Yes, stay away from Christmas Village.
Seriously,
you're unwanted.
I'm thinking of the glass jar
God.
guy. You know? Yikes.
one guy, one candy cane.
Yeah. Oh God. So festive.
One guy, one Christmas bulb.
Oh boy, yeah. The next year, it's like, you remember the old barber poles where they had the like wrapped. Yeah, you know, you upgrade to that the next year. You know,
got to size up.
Got to size up. Oof. All right. Yeah. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on various social medias.
You can find me on the Instas at The Monotony, or on TikTok at Salty Language. We also have YouTube, Salty Language Pod. If you're watching us, cool. If you're not, maybe you should. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Christmas morning, I was playing our Salty Language Christmas playlist that we came up with years ago.
Yeah,
and I was
totally
like, shit, we should have plugged that.
We didn't bring it up. Yeah, we didn't bring it up, or the greatest Christmas song that's ever existed.
But that's there if you want it, whatever. Patreon.com/saltylanguage. We got some year-end stuff hopefully coming up. And Brian, you got something. Yeah, you got a little thing.
I do. Henno and I recorded a new episode of The Crazy Life last week, so we back. And actually, all I remember is we talked about all the sickness that Henno has fought through in the last month, and just kind of caught up on everything, and we, talked about some other stuff too. But it was just a good fun catch up type of episode. So and we're hopefully gonna get back on our regular every other week schedule here. So next week, hopefully there'll be another episode, and because we were kind of hitting a new point where we were both kind of excited to do the show again a little bit, and then he got all the sickness because that's what he does.
These things happen sometimes.
And then it was like, well, we literally took a month off. I didn't realize we took a full month off. So it was nice to chat again and get back to it. So please go give you know what, I don't even think I mentioned the name of the show, did I? It's the Crazy Life Podcast, and we usually talk about like mental health or just things about our paths to be better people and whatnot, and Henno talks about recovery and addiction sometimes and whatever. So if you're into that, please give us a listen. Yep. All right, I guess I should pull up the things. Okay, so again, this is from a list that is the 100 best swear words in the English language, apparently. And this week's is Fucktrumpet. Oh, I forgot. I was going to look up remember, I was going to look up the word to see if I can find
this. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like an awesome like metal band that has brass instruments. Fucktrumpet.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Oh, that's kind of funny. Because of the way the word starts, there's a whole lot of other things that popped up when I looked this up. But we're not doing that. According to Wikipedia, Fucktrumpet is slang, vulgar, derogatory. It's an obnoxious or contemptible person, which I feel like most of these words probably.
It's a pretty good insult. Like, this fucking Fucktrumpet over here.
Yeah. I think part of it is because it's one of the reasons why I think fuck is like the best cuss word, because it's so, you can emphasize it so differently, and you can really put emphasis on it. And Fucktrumpet's like that's got that hard T at the end of it, so you can really kind of put some sass on it.
I'm not mad at that.
So I agree with you. Yeah, although I mean, I think I gotta look here because there's apparently like Etsy has a market for Fucktrumpet, so I'm pretty sure I gotta pull this up.
It's
real
just
quick.
Gonna be like trumpets with dildo. It's the best sexual brass instrument is the trombone because it slides, baby.
True, tromboner. Yeah. Right. Yeah, this is disappointing. These are all just like trumpet stuff. So yeah, it's all pretty terrible. In fact, none of it even says Fucktrumpet on it.
They're all,
so
they should all be shut down.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. In fact, the first one I saw is a shirt that says "Sorry, I tooted," and it's got a trumpet on it. That shirt, all those should be set on fire.
Like I try to wearing them. Think I'm a non-violent person, but if I saw somebody like with that on in public, I'd have to beat them.
I mean, it's
while
just,
yelling
it's
"band
the right
nerd"
thing to do. I mean, that's
what are you
again,
gonna do? It's the law. Yeah, it's the law.
It's the law of the jungle. Yeah. That's why you walk your wolves all the time, is in case you see someone like that, you just lose them on the person. Yeah. Yeah. And they know
they've been trained for shit. They'll read shitty shirts. And bumper stickers.
That's all they can do. And bumper stickers. Yeah. That's it. They can't. It's weird. They can't read for fun or any other reason. They can only read for that reason. Yeah. You're not coming home finding these wolves reading,
exactly. I don't want them to get any ideas.
None of that.
Yeah, I don't.
No, yeah, it's the old keeping movable type away from the serfs, right? Don't want them to gain info and rise up.
Good work so far.
Good. I'm just loving this idea of these wolves just they can
not
read,
well,
but they also can't somehow. Yeah, they can't seem to put it together that there's other information out there. They just know, like, if they read something, be like, that's a terrible shirt, and then
they understand the context. But if you give them a book, they have no idea.
Yeah. Sorry, I tooted, huh?
Yeah, they just rip your throat out.
Just kill you. Yeah.
Yep.
It's fair. It's fair. They see a shirt that says teeth on it, though. They're like, that's a good shirt.
Classic.
Go back to sleep. Yeah.
My favorite bomber picture on the teeth shirt is there's one where she looks like a breaching whale on the bottom of it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Did you post a picture of that on your?
Yeah.
You should. So anyone that listens can go just take a look at it. It's
teeth.
Quite nice. Definitely one of Michelle's better moves on that kind of stuff. She crushed that. I almost did something last year where, like, I think I told you about it, where it was like those ones where you can get like the pet's face put on socks or like pajama pants. I almost did it, but it's so damn
Bomber's face is so stupid. It's bred for that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was the first thing I thought of too. Was like, oh my God, Bomber's teeth on.
I love that dog to death, but she's so stupid. Like Michelle's got a pair of like grabber claws, and she like grabbed Bomber's leg, and Bomber made this noise and jumped, and she must have just also ripped ass at the same time.
Well, it's like
it was horrible. It was horrifying. I was just like, God, you're so stupid.
I love so much. I'll never not be entertained by the fact that a dog like her could do so much damage to so many things and the things that they are afraid of. It's so funny. It's like the old concept of like an elephant being afraid of a mouse when it could just, and that's it. There's no more mouse, Like that Bomber could grab a hold of things and just maul them. But
I pity anyone that tries to get into the house when I'm at work and Michelle's here, because Bomber will tear them apart.
Right. But then also
be afraid of a grabber or like something random laying on the ground. She's like,
right. Yeah. Well, now I know how to break into your house. I'll just have
one in each hand.
She just backs into the corner, pulls a blanket over her head, like nothing to be seen
dumb,
here.
But she's great.
Yeah. No, I love her too. But God,
teeth.
A teeth shirt though, so good. All right. Well, there you go. So until next week, have a safe and joyous New Year. I guess.
On the flip side, celebrate the New Year. Have 89 beers and drive home fast.
Yeah. Oh God, no! Please don't drive.
Yeah.
Please get an Uber. Yeah.
I'll also stay salty for New Year. Salty and 24.
Yeah,
We're taking over.
Definitely. Yeah, I like it.
Sure.
Wait, are we running for president?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. One of us is the VP, exactly. The other's the president. Who cares? Yeah. We're just tag teaming it. Oh, we need one more person. We can do Freebird rules. Hi, you never know which one of us is running shit.
Freebird rules. I love it.